folks, Dr. Bob back again, and I've written 8 books on health, and they're pretty original books. I've got my own health protocol. I started everything. I've invented the raw food pyramid. I've built off other people's work and ideas. I didn't come out of a void, but I'm an original 7-component health protocol, the 3 pillars of health. Before we go any further, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and your comments are invaluable. Please don't forget to leave those comments. That lets me know that I'm not doing this for nothing. The more comments, the better. This is my most popular book, The Miraculous Properties of Ionized Water, in its 3rd edition, okay? The Definitive Guide to the World's Healthiest Substance. My second most popular book is actually this one. The temple he was referring to was his body, okay? Because this is your temple. And by that, this is what the temple God, this is the body God gave you. If you put the wrong things into it, you're going to get sick. If you put the right things into it, you won't get sick. You won't have chronic disease. And you'll build your immune system so you don't have infectious disease. I got this note. I've had a lot of detractors out there through the years that think what I'm doing is just evil. It's just terrible because I really just don't go along. I'm not going to die of a disease. I know I'm going to die, but it's not going to be from a disease because I know the body can cure itself of any disease. I heard a good friend of mine just the other day, she's got liver cancer. It's just so sad. She's only in her 40s. And people just won't listen to me. If they did, they'd be healthy. But here's this one. So this guy bought this book and he sent it back. No name, don't know who he is. But on page 73, I got this note. I can't read this anymore. I really hoped you might had some real insights. You're just like the rest. You're a slimy salesman, not a maverick. I'm a slimy salesman. Okay, not just a salesman, I'm a slimy salesman. And he's so disappointed. You give NDs and Catholics a bad name. I take my Catholic faith pretty seriously. I'm sorry to hear about that. May you make peace with you, God. I think he meant your God. There's only one God. It's not just my God. It's any God. But anyway, that's quite a note. Anyway, this is all about, that's the back, sorry. And there's the front. And he bought that and he just couldn't go on with it anymore. If you don't like the book, I'm sorry to hear that. I hate it when people don't like my books, but that happens. I try to be as thorough as possible. But this is my 7-component health protocol. Alkaline ionized water, spirulina and chlorella, okay? Raw fruits and vegetables, a diet of raw fruits and vegetables. That's the hard part. Probiotics and prebiotics. It's all about digestion. You got to have the probiotics and the friendly bacteria and the prebiotics, the fermented foods. You need to have liquid extra minerals like these. That's what I promote you, but it got to stay mineralized, very important. You have got to vigorously exercise every single day and at least 5 times a week the way I do. I still run a 6-minute mile and I'm in my 60s. And Positive Mental Attitude, that's number 7. This is like my second biggest selling book. The temple he was referring to was his body. Honoring Your Temple Through Natural Health. That's the name of that book. My second most popular book. And Silver, The End of Infectious Disease. I think that might be 2 or 3. I'm not sure which has sold more copies. Just because Silver's been out for a long time. That's in its 2nd edition, by the way. And that book really is technically is in its 3rd edition. So I write this, and they're just, I don't understand why I'm a slimy salesman, and I don't get the comment. He just got some sour grapes here, some bad apples. And he's got a couple other comments in the book. I can't read them to you. And that doesn't happen very often. I'm somewhat delighted when I get negative feedback from people. And they just kind of lose their minds and they go after me. And I'm just trying to make people healthy. I'm just trying to tell you what you got to do to be like me at my age. Which at my age, I'm in my late 60s, still run a 6-minute mile, feel great every single day. Full of energy. I am not dragging. I don't have any health issues. I've never been on a medication in my life. I feel fantastic, and I want everybody to feel like me because why not? You got to change your diet, and that's what you got to do, and most people don't, and they just can't bring themselves to really change their diet. But I just see people getting sick all the time. Cancer, it's so common now. There's another good friend of mine in Taiwan. Just found out she also has some kind of a stomach cancer. She's really one of my favorite people over in Taiwan. My second home. The U.S. is my first. But this is what I do for a living, and I enjoy doing it because I enjoy telling people how to be healthy and in the most natural way. And I don't do anything Really, I go completely contrary to the medical establishment. They're great when you get injured, like you get in an accident, or you cut yourself, or you have a lawnmower, and cut half your foot off. That's when they're really great. A friend of mine, like this whole wall fell down on him. He's a carpenter, and it almost snapped him in two. And I'm going to tell you something, those guys, they brought him back. He thought he was going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of his life, but he didn't. So that's what the medical establishment is good for in emergencies, and sewing you up and taking care of you when you get hurt. But when it comes to disease, they are worthless. So I write a book like this, and I get attacked. But it was fun to read. Anyway, get that book. It's on Amazon. It's on my website, drbobmccauley.com. It's on bobmccauley.books.com. You can get it out there. I also have an audio version on audible.com. Check them out. Dr. Bob, I'll see you next time.